Hey everyone, wanted to give a quick video overview of my 2002 Lexus IS300 L-tuned. There's a lot of common questions I see on cars, so I just kind of wanted to address a bunch of stuff now and do a quick walkthrough around the car, showing any little problem scratches, stuff like that, just so you can get a better idea of where it is, in addition to all the pictures I upload about with the car. So, a brief history of this car. I am the fourth owner of this car. With that said, I have been the owner for the past 12 years. The previous owner to me was a friend of mine that actually purchased this vehicle. And the owner before him, actually, I've met as well. He purchased it from the original owner, which the original owner is the only person that I don't know who owned this car. It was purchased out of Arizona back in 2002. I've had it for quite some time. This is a Stage 2 L-tuned edition. It's got every L-tuned accessory minus the 18-inch wheels that came with the L-tuned package. That is the only item on this car that isn't included with the Stage 2 L-tuned. So with the Stage 2 L-tuned, you get the front and rear fascias, bumpers in the vehicle, along with the front fog lights, the side skirts as well. Then there's the rear spoiler. Inside the car, you've got the L-tuned floor mats and then the L-tuned badge on the dash, which I will show. Suspension-wise, it's got teen coilovers on all four corners. Again, this was installed by the dealer, along with larger front and rear anti-sway bars. Performance-wise, it has stainless steel exhaust, replacing the stock exhaust. And then also it has the front L-tuned grille, which was different than the Lexus grille, as it doesn't actually have the Lexus logo on there. It has the L-tuned badge instead. So I'm inside the garage today. It's been kind of raining on and off today, so I figured I'd just clean the car. I don't want to get it dirty. So a real quick walk around the car here, showing the back bumper. Along with the exhaust there, stainless steel exhaust. This also has the L-tuned badges on all four corners, or on all four sides. There's a front and rear, and then also one on each side as well. So looking over here, you can see the other one. And then there's one on the opposite side, one on the front grille, which I will show. Right there. So overall, the car is in pretty much spectacular condition. It is probably one of the cleanest IS300s you will find. I've only driven this car on nice days. I live in Michigan here, and in the winter it was always stored. I actually just pulled this out of the garage for the first time this season, gave it a drive around. Everything's running beautifully on it. It seriously runs like it was new. No issues whatsoever. So it's barely ever seen the rain either. I always keep it here garaged. It's never outside in the sun, in the elements. I really love this car. I've had it for a very long time, and it's been a really good car to me. Taking a look at the interior. Interior is very clean. Leather seats are in excellent condition. The driver's side seat does have a little bit of wear, which I'll go over there and show a better video of in a minute. Here is the L-tuned badge that I had mentioned that's on the dash. It's a very rare item with the L-tuned package. So a lot of people try to build L-tunes, by buying the body kits and stuff like this, but this is something that nobody's ever able to source, which is really hard to find. L-tuned floor mats as well, along with this car, which is pretty neat. It is an automatic. I know people prefer the manuals, but it's never been a big deal to me. It's still a very fun car to drive. Compared to the standard IS300, this car does ride firm with those teen coilovers. I never considered it uncomfortable or, bad in that regard. But it is a firm ride, much more so than a stock IS300. But the handling of it is very good. This car is also equipped with the limited slip differential, which is a pretty rare option on the IS300 as well. I have the actual window sticker which shows that too. It's actually on the original sticker for the vehicle. Otherwise, in the interior, everything is very clean. Headliner's in excellent condition. It's a little dark here. I'll have better pictures that show that. Dash is in great condition too. These vehicles are known to have the dash just completely deteriorate and melt apart. That's not the case on mine. I consider that, well, there's a lot of rumors on why it happens. A lot of people believe it's high heat and also just exposure to the sun. And because this is always stored inside, and also I'm here in Michigan where we don't have the warmest climate, it's never been a problem for me. So the dash is still very solid, not sticky whatsoever. There are a couple little marks around the plastic here, bezel. That is from, at some point previous to me, somebody had taken the stereo out to repair it, I'm assuming. In terms of the CD player, my best guess, because that's where the scratches are. So I'll have better pictures that show that, but there are some marks right around here. Other than that, there's no marks really anywhere on the dash. It is in really good shape. Door panels are very clean as well. no real marks on there or anything. Just the back, looking back there. Rear seats are also in excellent condition. I mean, rear seats have barely ever been used, honestly. So I always clean the seats with leather cleaner. Make sure that they're always well taken care of. You notice how clean the door jambs are as well. I mean, there's no dirt or marks anywhere inside this car. Every time I wash it, I completely clean everything on it, which is just keep it in as clean condition as I can get. Over to the driver's side now. Here is a look inside the driver's side of the car. It's got the metal pedals, which I believe the stock IS300 had as well. I don't think that was an actual L-tuned feature. But you can here see the driver's seat. It's a little bit of wear over here. Can probably be cleaned up a little bit more with the proper chemicals. And then there is a little bit of a tear on the bead right here. But that's really the only flaw on any of the seats. They're very, very clean shape. And then L-tune mat on this side as well. The floor is a little dirty there because I had just driven the car. This car is equipped with navigation. I will note that the navigation is finicky on it. When it's cold, it works. When it's warm on a warmer day, it tends to reset itself, where it'll work for a little bit, then it will reset and reboot, and then come back up and work again, and then reset. It is what it is. It's the first generation Lexus navigation, Lexus navigation, so it's nothing remarkable, I'll say that. I don't ever really use it myself when I drive this car, but just so you are aware, the navigation is funky. I was told by the dealer that the computer box, the brain for it, needs to be replaced, which is located in the trunk near the spare tire. I never did it because they wanted the ton to do it. You can still find them on eBay for $200 or $300 if it really bothers you and you wanted to replace it, but it is not working, just so you are aware. So one feature about this car I will note is that it is essentially completely stock minus two little things. The first being the K&N intake. I had added this back in 2006 when I purchased the car, primarily for sound. I love the sound of the inline-six in these vehicles, and it really, really makes the car sound nice. Second is the Strut tower brace. So I don't believe that was stock part of the L-tune package. It was there when I purchased the car, so a previous owner possibly could have put that on there, but that is the only other thing. Other than that, the engine is completely stock. Nothing's been messed with the car. It's been serviced at Meade Lexus of Southfield, Michigan here my entire time of ownership. Every oil change was done on time. I've had the 100,000 mile service done, which includes the timing belt replacement, the coolant flush, transmission fluid flush, recent oil change as well. Everything on this car has been maintained. It's had zero problems. It's had one problem. I had an oxygen sensor go bad. The O2 sensor was replaced. I have to check the paperwork, probably 7-8 years ago now. That was the only thing I've ever had problem-wise on this car. Other than that, it's just been rock solid. And to this day, every time you start it and every time I drive it, it feels like a new car. It is really quite amazing. And these cars are known for reliability. You see these cars with 200,000 miles on them all the time. Let's take a closer look at the engine here. So, engine compartment is very, very clean. I always make sure to clean it very well. I like my cars to be in presentation quality at all times, basically. So in terms of flaws, there are some minor things with the car that I just want to note so everyone is aware. There are some rock chips in the front here. There's one there, there's one there, one there, one there. So quite a few. Along with the bumper front fascia too, there's some very small ones. Again, they're pretty small, nothing major. This car was also in an accident in my ownership back roughly 10 years ago or so. I'd have to check the exact date. It's in the Carfax report though. And with that, this quarter panel was replaced. There was a parking lot accident, low speed. A vehicle had clipped me on this corner and that panel was removed. The repair shop that I had to do the work did a really good job. Panel fitment is perfect. Paint is excellent. I've never really noticed any difference in color of this car. It is in absolutely red is the actual Lexus stock color of it. So the headlight was also replaced in this car, a part of that accident. The tires in this car are brand new. They're Bridgestone Potenza RE760s. They've probably got 1,000 miles on them, 750 miles, barely anything. They are like new. Brakes were replaced roughly 5,000 miles ago. I did it myself. It's Brembo discs along with, I can't remember the manufacturer's pads, but it was a quality pad as well. They give very little brake dust. They're very good brakes. The vehicle is tinted. Tint is 35% on the sides and rear. It was like that when I bought it. I did not tint it, but I left it just because I like the look of it. A couple other small faults on the car I will just mention is on the side skirts. Some of the 3M tape is separating a little bit, so it would probably be, it was on my plan to take these off and reapply the 3M double-sided tape to stick those back on. I just haven't gotten around to it. So it will be probably, it's not terrible, but it is noticeable. So it's probably something that the buyer for the vehicle would want to do. On the back, it is the same case in this corner right here. This portion of the bumper is just a little bit lower than the upper portion up here. So you can see some of the tape in the gap right there. It's something else that you probably want to do is take this rear piece off and retape it and reapply it back on there. There is a little bit of clear coat here that is peeling. Focus. So it's the only spot in the car I've got any clear coat problem. And I also note that this has probably been here for 5 years. It's not something new, and it hasn't expanded or gotten any bigger. So overall condition of the paint in this car is really, really good. I keep it waxed all the time. Like I said, it's never out in the sun either. That said, it could probably really use a professional polish and wax because there are some very fine scratches in some of the paint in some cases. I don't even know if I can capture it on camera, but just really, really fine lines that a good high quality polish would take out of the vehicle. There is 2 little door dings on the side right here. Trying to even get them in camera. One is here. You can kind of see the mark from it. And the other is right here. So they're very small. You can barely see it there in the paint. So wheels are in good shape, minus a couple faults. This rear wheel here has got a little bit of paint that has chipped on it on a couple sections of the wheel, unfortunately. This front one has got kind of a strange, this is the front passenger side. It's got kind of a strange where the clear coat here is almost like a little bit cracked or scratched. It's very strange. I don't know what is going on with that. I had the dealer look at it because I was worried it might be something structural. They said it isn't. It just has to do with the clear coat paint itself. So that's really the only wheel that has some problems on it. The other 2 wheels on the driver's side are pretty much perfect. So that wheel is in really, really good shape, along with the rear. One other little item of note is that there is a little bit of a gap right here on the front portion. This has come out recently. This front bumper just really needs to be readjusted. I think you can get to it by removing this black baffle on the inside here and then getting to the, it's a bolt that goes up with a washer that holds that in place. And I don't know if it became loose or what, but it's just not holding that in there. So there is a little bit of a panel misalignment because of that, but that is easily repairable just by taking either the front bumper off or readjusting from this black piece in the back here. For those that are interested in seeing this car cold start, I will do that now. To prove it's a cold start, you can see the temperature, the manifolds on the head, 46 degrees Fahrenheit, all through the engine. Everything is cold. So I will set this tripod up and go around and start the car. Starts like that every time. And right here in Michigan today, it's roughly 35 degrees out too, so it's not a warm day. This car runs beautifully. It is a great car. Just a little bit more history about the L-Tune too. So Lexus introduced the L-Tune package for two models, the IS300 and the GS, either 300 or 400 or both. I don't exactly remember. What it was it was a performance package designed to increase the handling and a little bit of performance of these vehicles to, from what I understand, compete more with the BMW M3 and Audi S4. So these packages were expensive. To add them on to the base IS300, they were upwards of $10,000 to get the entire package installed, which made these cars very expensive at the time. $10,000 premium on this car, really kind of put it into M3 range, which the M3 was a significantly faster vehicle at the time. So Lexus didn't sell a lot of these. There was two ways to get it. There was the package that was installed by the factory in Japan and shipped over. Those L-Tune vehicles actually had an L-Tune sticker in the driver's side or passenger side door jamb. The second method was that you could actually add the package on. The dealer could add the package on at purchase time of the vehicle. That's how this vehicle was ordered. So the L-Tune package was ordered by the original owner when they purchased it. And there was a stage 1 and stage 2. Stage 1 was mostly cosmetic. Stage 2 added the, I believe, coilover suspension and the exhaust, if I'm correct. I might be incorrect about that. But regardless, this car is not common, especially, in Michigan here. I've owned this for 12 years, and this is the only one I have ever seen in this state. This vehicle was originally purchased in Arizona with the L-Tune package, and then it was in South Carolina, I believe, before it came up here to Michigan when my friend bought it. So I believe they were more common in the South and then on the West Coast as well. But even then, looking at Lexus forums and other people that are, L-Tune enthusiasts, the total number of this vehicle available, as far as everyone knows, was only in the hundreds. It wasn't a very, very common package. So this concludes my video walkthrough of the IS300 L-Tuned. Please ask any questions if you have them, and I will be happy to answer. I know a ton about this car and about IS300s and L-Tunes in general. This car has been a wonderful car for me, and I've just decided to move on. There's some of the vehicles that I want to buy before they get too old, and I've decided to finally sell this car. So whoever ends up purchasing it is going to have a very clean, very rare, and very well kept IS300 L-Tuned.